Hello, I am so glad you could join me today. If you're new to this channel, welcome. If you've been here before, welcome back. Today guys, I have a treat for you. Today I am making German chocolate cake. So I hope you like chocolate. Okay, I love chocolate and I love a good slice of German chocolate. So today I'm gonna make it for you and I'm gonna show you exactly how to make it. So let's get started. The first thing I have here is some German chocolate, some Baker's German chocolate. I am going to melt this a little bit. So let me get it out of here. But before I melt all of this, it's only fair that I take a little piece of it, okay? It is only fair that I take a little piece. But what we're gonna do before we get started, okay, let me get all this stuff from in front of me because I want you to see exactly what it is I'm doing. I don't have a lot of counter space here. But first, the thing you're gonna do is you're gonna break the chocolate into small pieces. And this chocolate I found at Walmart, in the section where they sell the baking stuff. You can find it in there. So you melt that piece, and of course you're going to keep a little piece for yourself. And my hubby is here, so I should ask him, do you want a piece, hubby? Oh, he said no. Okay, so I have a piece for myself. Okay. Okay. You shouldn't be talking, eating chocolate. Okay guys, so I have a cup here of hot coffee. Okay, this is coffee. So I'm gonna pour this coffee to my chocolate because this is boiling water, it's hot. So what's gonna do is gonna melt the chocolate a little bit. Ooh. Okay, so while I'm over here putting the cake together, I wanted this to be able to sit and melt. Okay, so I'm gonna set this aside for a few minutes. Okay, the coffee. Okay, the next thing I'm gonna do over here, of course my recipe is always in the description. Sometimes I forgot, but thank you guys for reminding me, and then I go really quick and put it in, but I'm trying to remember. Okay, so let me plug this in here. Okay, so the first thing that we're gonna start with guys is our sugar and our butter. Okay, over here I have I have 3 cups of sugar. Put my sugar in there, and in here I have 9 ounces of butter that has been sitting here at room temperature. Okay, so let me scrape this butter. Scrape my butter in here, make sure you get all the butter out. So that's 9 ounces of butter, and that's 3 cups of sugar. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna let this stay here and beat for a while. So while this is beating here, my chocolate is melting. Once in a while you're gonna stop it and kind of rake around to make sure that you incorporate everything in there. So once my sugar is all melted, I'll be back to show you the next step. We're making German chocolate cake. Hi guys, so while our sugar and our butter is here doing this little thing, the chocolate, as you see, has started to melt in the hot coffee. See, that's melting. So what I'm gonna do right now is add some cocoa to that. So I'm gonna add 1.25 cups of cocoa because I just want to bring out the flavors. Okay, so I'm gonna add 1.25 cups to that. This is 1 cup. Also add 1/4 cup. Can you just get in there? Yeah. And just mix it around and let it stay here and come down. And just mix that in well. Is I'm going to switch to my whisk. Okay, switch to my whisk to make sure I everything in there is blended up nicely. We don't want no lumps. Okay, see it looks smooth now. So now I have some evaporated milk. So I'm going to use 1 cup of evaporated milk here. And this evaporated milk is at room temperature. It was just sitting. I'm using about 1/4 cup, 1 1/4 cup of evaporated milk in there. And then just blend this up well. And once you blend this up, you're gonna just set this aside. So I'm gonna set this aside, and now we're gonna go back and see if our sugar and butter is already melted. And as this is right here spinning, what I'm gonna do now, my next thing I'm gonna add to that is eggs right here. So I have 5 eggs in here, and I'm gonna add my eggs 1 at a time, okay? So I'm gonna break my egg in here just to make sure there's no shells or anything. I just drop that back there. I have my egg, and let's let that be. While that is beating up there, I'm gonna go ahead and add another egg. And this is basically what I'm gonna do to all the eggs. I'm gonna add them in 1 at a time. I have here 3 cups of flour, and this flour has already been sieved. So now to this flour, I'm gonna put 2 teaspoons of baking powder. So let me find my teaspoon. I have it here. 1. You can bake along with me, guys. Do it while I'm doing it at the same time. 2 teaspoons of baking powder. And then I have here baking soda. And I'm gonna add 1 teaspoon of baking soda. And I am going to add, which one is this? A quarter teaspoon of salt. A quarter teaspoon of salt. I'm going to combine all this stuff together just to make sure that the baking powder and the baking soda and everything goes throughout and it's not just settled in one place. So you have to just mix it up, mix everything up well. My mixture here of my chocolate that I put a little while ago, so I'm going to put 1/3 in and then put some, mix it in together. So let's go ahead and do this. So I'm going to use my measuring cup so that I don't make a mess all over the place. And pour 1 cup of that in there, flour. And then I'm going to take a cup of this nice chocolate mixture and pour it in there. And mix it all up together. And then do the same thing again here. Mix it up. You can also stop your mixer and mix it, stir it in by hand. And just pour that in there. Pour it in there. And what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to stop this and I'm going to continue to mix it by hand. Okay, guys, so I went ahead and I took this off of the mixer because I want to finish mixing it by hand. So I took it off of the mixer. Okay. So this is what we have here so far that we're working on. So now I'm going to put the rest of the flour in here. Just mix it in well, just stir it in. Mix that in well. And then I have the rest of the chocolate here. I'm going to add all that in there. Okay. So continue to mix it. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn my stove on at 350. And I'm gonna put this into bake for about 30 minutes or so. You're gonna check it in 30 minutes or so and make sure that it is a toothpick inserted into it, comes out nice and clean. Okay, okay guys, so see, this is your chocolate here, nice and chocolatey. So that's what we're looking for, nice chocolatey. That looks so good. Okay, we're making German chocolate cake, guys. So now let me show you. Next thing I'm gonna do, put this aside for a second. I have 2 pans, and I'm gonna be using 2 pans, and I'm gonna try to equal this batter in both pans. You can use 3 pans because this is enough to make 3. If you want the 3 layer, you can make 3 of them. 2 is fine for me, so I'm just gonna make 2 layers. So now I'm gonna grease my pan. So I have my Baker's Joy. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna spray my pans with this. So spray the pans. Good. So I also spray the table as well. Just try to keep it in your pans. And then normally what we would do is put a little bit of flour inside of the pans so that, you know, it doesn't stick. But instead of using flour, we're going to use a little bit of the chocolate because we don't want the bottom of it to be flour. We want it to be chocolate. We're using chocolate, okay? It's chocolate all the way. So just put a little bit in here. And then just the same thing as if you were using flour. Okay, just shake it around and make sure and dust it out, and there you go. Okay, so I'm doing the same thing with this one right here. Dust it out over the sink. And those are my pans, guys. So now I have my 2 pans ready. So now what I'm gonna do, as I said, I don't want to, you can use 3 pans for this. I'm just using 2 pans for this, okay? And what I'm gonna do now is I am going to try to evenly divide this batter between these 2 pans. If you want to take a measuring cup and just measure, you know, the measurements that way, if you want to put it on a scale to measure it that way to make sure it's even, you can do that. I just eyeball stuff. I don't go through all of that. So I'm gonna put some in here and put some in here. And just keep, you know, to make sure you even it out as best you can. Scrape it out. Look pretty even to me, but I need to get everything out of here. Oh, my got chocolate on it. But you know me, I'm not leaving back my cake in here. This might be a slice right here. And these pans are pretty full. That's what I'm telling you. If you want a 3-layer cake, you would divide this in 3. So you get a 3rd pan and you would divide it in 3, and it's enough for 3 if that's what you wanted. Okay guys, so now to make sure that my cake is even in the pan, I'm just gonna go like this. They look pretty even, right guys? Just eyeball it. You don't want to put too much in your pan because you don't want it to boil over and come over, right? I think this is good. Okay, so I will put this in the oven, and it's gonna be in the oven at 350 for about 30 minutes. I will check it in 30 minutes to see, and if I need it to leave it longer, I will. Okay. Okay guys, the cakes are out of the oven, looking good, looking good. Now you see how high these cakes are, guys, because they're rice. Of course, they have the baking powder in there, and the baking soda, so the cake has risen. So this is why I told you earlier, you can divide this into 3. It was enough for 3 pans if you want a 3 layer. So you could have divided into 3. This is fine for me, but if you want to have a nice, tall, fancy cake, you can divide that batter in 3. Okay, guys? So this is a cake. I just took the cake out of the pans. Of course, it is still hot, but I just wanted to show you this because you see, because I put the cocoa on the bottom instead of the flour. You see how nice and dark it is? It's the cocoa to the bottom instead of flour. So that's how you want to do your cake, okay? So they look good. They smell delicious. So I'm gonna make my buttercream filling, and I'm gonna make that on a different video. So this video is going to be a continuation because I don't want to cut out too much of it and then you don't really get to see exactly how the cake is made. I want you to see exactly how the cake is made, and as I said, it's running a little bit too long, so I don't want the video to be too long. So we're gonna continue this video. So I'm gonna keep my cakes here. Now I'm gonna make my buttercream filling, and that is gonna be on my next video, so stay tuned, okay? So we can combine and put them together. Guys, I had fun making these, and I hope you get to make yourself a German chocolate cake, and I hope you have fun making it as well. Don't forget to share, like, subscribe, and leave me a comment. Guys, if you're watching the video right now, you've watched the video this far, just go ahead and give it a thumbs up, okay? And if you enjoy what you see and you have not subscribed us yet, hit that subscribe button and just give me a subscribe. Thank you so much for being here. I have fun making this, and I hope you have fun making some for your family as well. Stay tuned for the next video of the buttercream filling. Until next time, bye-bye.